Jokes just for fun. A man and his girlfriend die in a car accident and meet Peter at the pearly gates. Peter says, "Welcome to heaven. Do you have any questions?" To which the man replies, "Yes, my girlfriend and I never had a chance to get married while we were alive. Can we get married in heaven?" Peter says, "That's a good question. I will be back when I have the answer." Left at the gates, the couple begins to talk about love and how long eternity is. 6 weeks later, Peter returns and says, "Okay, I've found your answer. Yes, you can get married in heaven. So come right in and enjoy eternity together." The couple responds by saying, "We have another question. Eternity is a very long time and we are not sure if our relationship will last. If things don't work out, can we get a divorce in heaven?" To which Peter replies, "Jesus Christ. It took me 6 weeks to find a priest up here. Do you have any idea how long it'll take me to find a lawyer?" The KGB and CIA decided to settle the fate of their agencies with a dogfight. They agreed to reconvene in 6 years with their most vicious dogs. The KGB quickly scoured the country for the most vicious and brutal dogs, selectively breeding them into the perfect dog. Rottweilers, pit bulls, mastiffs, they bred them all. The Americans, on the other hand, surprised everyone by showing up with a seemingly docile dachshund. The fight began, and to everyone's amazement, the dachshund opens up an unbelievably massive jaw and swallows the KGB's dog whole. One KGB bystander groaned in shock. "We had our best breeders and scientists perfecting that dog for the last 6 years. It is not possible that there existed a more perfect fighting dog." His CIA counterpart snickered for a moment, then responded, "I know. That's why we had our best plastic surgeons spend the last 6 years figuring out how to make a crocodile look like a dachshund." Robert goes to the college and meets the dean of admissions, who signs him up for the 4 basic classes: math, English, history, and logic. "Logic?" Robert says. "What's that?" The dean says, "I'll show you. Do you own a lawnmower?" "Yeah." "Then logically speaking, because you own a lawnmower, I think that you would have a yard, and because you have a yard, I think logically that you would have a house." "Yes, I do have a house." "And because you have a house, I think that you might logically have a family." "I do have a family." "I'm not done yet. Because you have a family, then logically you must have a wife, and because you have a wife, then logic tells me you must be a heterosexual." "I am a heterosexual." "That's amazing. You were able to find out all of that because I have a lawnmower." Robert signed up and leaves to go meet Peter at the bar. He tells Peter about his classes, how he has signed up for math, English, history, and logic. "Logic? What's that?" Robert says. "I'll show you." "Do you have a lawnmower?" "No." "Then you're gay." A 95-year-old man went to his local church and asked the priest if he would hear his confession. The priest replied, "Of course, my son." The old man continued, "Well, Father, at the beginning of World War II, a young, beautiful woman knocked on my door and asked me to hide her from the Germans. Without any second thought, I hid her in my basement, and they never found her." The priest said, "That's a wonderful thing, my son, and nothing that you need to confess." The old man responded, "It's worse, Father, because I was weak and told her that she had to pay for the rent of the basement with sexual favors." The priest replied, "Well, it was a very difficult time, and you took a significant risk. You would have suffered terribly at their hands if the Germans had found you hiding her. We know that God is merciful, and with his wisdom he will balance the good and the evil and will judge you accordingly." The old man said, "Thanks, Father. Now I am feeling a lot better. By the way, can I ask another question?" The priest replied, "Of course, my son." The old man asked, "Do I need to tell her that the war is over?" A mafia godfather discovers that his assistant, Jack, has stolen $10 million from him. The assistant is deaf, which was the reason he got the job in the first place. When the godfather goes to confront Jack about his missing $10 million, he brings along his lawyer, who knows sign language. The godfather instructs the lawyer to ask Jack where the money is. Using sign language, the lawyer asks Jack, "Where's the money?" Jack signs back, "I don't know what you are talking about." The lawyer tells the godfather, "He says he doesn't know what you're talking about." The godfather pulls out a pistol, puts it to Jack's head and says, "Ask him again, or I'll kill him." The lawyer signs to Jack. He'll kill you if you don't tell him. Jack trembles and says, "Okay, you win. The money is in a brown briefcase buried in the backyard of my cousin Robert's house." The godfather asks the lawyer, "What did he say?" The lawyer replies, "Well, Jack said you don't have the balls to pull the trigger." A blonde pays $1 million to use a stadium to prove blondes are not stupid. She fills the stadium with 50,000 other blondes and hires a TV host as a presenter. The presenter starts with a simple geography question. Name a country besides the United States. The blonde thinks for 15 seconds and answers, Paris. Obviously, everyone is a little disappointed. Then 50,000 blondes start cheering, "Give her another chance. Give her another chance." The presenter says, "Well, since we've gone to the trouble of getting 50,000 of you in one place, and we have the worldwide press and global broadcast media here, I guess we can give her another chance." So he asks her a simple math question. What is 3 times 8? After nearly 30 seconds, she eventually says, 58. Everyone is disheartened, and the blonde starts crying. The 50,000 girls begin to yell and wave their hands, shouting, "Give her another chance! Give her another chance!" The presenter gives her one more chance and asks, "What is 2 plus 2? The girl closes her eyes, and after a whole minute, eventually says, 4. Throughout the stadium, pandemonium breaks out as all 50,000 girls jump to their feet, wave their arms, stomp their feet, and scream, "Give her another chance! Give her another chance!" A blonde goes into a nearby store and asks a clerk if she can buy the TV in the corner. The clerk looks at her and says that he doesn't serve blondes, so she goes back home and dyes her hair black. The next day, she returns to the store and asks the same thing, and again, the clerk said he doesn't serve blondes. Frustrated, the blonde goes home and dyes her hair yet again to a shade of red. Sure that a clerk would sell her the TV this time, she returns and asks a different clerk this time. To her astonishment, this clerk also says that she doesn't serve blondes. The blonde asks the clerk, "How in the world do you know I am a blonde?" The clerk looks at her disgustedly and says, "That's not a TV, it's a microwave." A teacher is teaching a class and she sees that Johnny isn't paying attention, so she asks him, "If there are 3 ducks sitting on a fence and you shoot one, how many are left?" Johnny says, "None." The teacher asks, "Why?" Johnny says, "Because the shot scared them all off." The teacher says, "No, too, but I like how you're thinking." Johnny asks the teacher, "If you see 3 women walking out of an ice cream parlor, one is licking her ice cream, one is sucking her ice cream, and one is biting her ice cream, which one is married?" The teacher says, "The one sucking her ice cream." Johnny says, "No, the one with the wedding ring, but I like how you're thinking." Why did I get divorced? Well, last week was my birthday. My wife didn't wish me a happy birthday. My parents forgot, and so did my kids. I went to work, and even my colleagues didn't wish me a happy birthday. As I entered my office, my secretary said, "Happy birthday, boss." I felt so special. She asked me out for lunch. After lunch, she invited me to her apartment. We went there and she said, "Do you mind if I go into the bedroom for a minute?" "Okay," I said. She came out 5 minutes later with a birthday cake. My wife, my parents, my kids, my friends, and Amp. My colleagues all yelling, "Surprise!" while I was waiting on the sofa, naked. A worldwide survey was conducted by the UN. The only question asked was, would you please give your honest opinion about solutions to the food shortage in the rest of the world? The survey was a huge failure. In Africa, they didn't know what food meant. In Eastern Europe, they didn't know what honest meant. In Western Europe, they didn't know what shortage meant. In China, they didn't know what opinion meant. In the Middle East, they didn't know what solution meant. In South America, they didn't know what please meant. And in the USA, they didn't know what the rest of the world meant.